What's up, brand builders? Stephen Hurahan here at BrandMasterAcademy.com, and in this video you're going to learn exactly what a brand discovery session is and why they're the key to building effective brand strategies. Now, if you're new to the channel and you want actionable brand strategy tips and techniques to grow your business, well then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well, and you'll be well on your way. Now, I'd heard of the term brand discovery session long before I ever took the time to really dive into what it was all about and research and uncover what the whole discovery session was all about. But when I did, I really started to understand what the discovery session was for, when it was supposed to take place, and how it impacted the entire brand building process, and where it fit into the whole brand strategy puzzle. Now, just to give you a bit of context here, let's say you were to walk to a doctor's clinic and you were to go in and see a doctor that you had never seen before, and you told the doctor, "Doc, I'm not feeling too well," and he handed you a bottle of pills and told you to take 2 of those a day and you'd feel much better. Now, would you leave that doctor's clinic feeling that you trusted the doctor and that these pills were going to help you in your particular situation? Well, no, you wouldn't, because what usually happens when you walk into a doctor's clinic, the doctor has a look at you and asks you some questions about how you're feeling before he decides what it is that he needs to do to fix the problem. So that diagnosis phase is really, really important when it comes to your health, but it's also important when it comes to businesses as well. Now, there are a lot of businesses out there that offer off-the-shelf solutions, and for some circumstances, they're perfectly okay. But in other circumstances, you need to really take the time to understand what the problem is before you go ahead and offer a solution. Now, one of the major problems with the branding industry itself is that a lot of prospects, entrepreneurs, business owners, they're closet specialists and they think they know what's best, and they self-diagnose their problem. They come to you with it all figured out, knowing what their problem is and knowing exactly what they need. But a discovery session not only helps you to gather the information that you need, but it's also an opportunity for you to ask some questions to this prospect and help them to question their own logic. So that's a really important aspect of the discovery session. Yes, you're there on a fact-finding mission to gather all of that information, but you're also there to change the perspective and change what your prospect has in their head about what branding is and about what you can do for them. So what exactly is a brand discovery session? Well, the word session is just another word for meeting. So essentially your brand discovery session is a brand discovery meeting. And in this meeting is not about talking about logos or typography or color, because this is just a very, very small part of building a brand. And to build a strategic brand, there's a lot more elements at play and a lot more that you need to understand and that you need to know before you can strategize on the best approach. So you really need to understand the situation from an elevated point of view. So you need to understand the business and its operations. You need to understand who this business is trying to appeal to, and then work out a solution to bring the two together based on the current market conditions, including the competitors that are already in the market. So the discovery session is all about gathering that critical information needed to strategize on the best approach for the brand. Now, discovery session styles vary depending on your business and your brand and the position that you take in the market, and of course, the business that you're trying to help. So you could be dealing with a larger business that has multiple C-suite executives, and you can do this discovery session face-to-face with them in the conference room, or you could be dealing with smaller businesses where you're dealing with just the business owner, and you can do the discovery session over the phone or via video conference. Now, regardless of the style of your discovery session, who you're dealing with, the size of your brand, it doesn't really matter. The main point here is that the key decision makers are there during this discovery session. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that some big decisions are going to be made within this session. In fact, they probably won't, because this really is about gathering all of the facts. But this is part of the overall process, and during this stage, you do have the opportunity to earn some trust and to show your level of expertise. So if the decision makers come into the picture later on down the track, they're not going to have that added advantage of seeing you as an expert or to have that trust in you. So it's really important that the key decision makers are there from the very start. So in this discovery session, you need to make sure that they're there. Now, the goal of the discovery session is twofold. You have your primary goal and your secondary goal. Now, the primary goal is all about understanding. You want to understand everything you can about their business, about the people that they're trying to help, about the conditions of the market, including their competitors, and about their goals. What do they want to achieve from their brand? What do they want to achieve from this project? And if you do that well enough, then you will have a very, very clear indication and all of the information at hand that you need to go and build a strategic brand. Now, the secondary goal of this discovery session is to really solidify your prospect becoming a client. So it's part of the sales process, because you get the opportunity to demonstrate your expertise here. You get the opportunity to show empathy and to make them feel comfortable about doing business with you. And if you do this well enough, your client and your prospect will be open to what you have to offer them. Now, the discovery session is just one part of the overall brand building process, but it is the very beginning of that process. So it's really, really important, because the information that you gather during this session will set the foundation for the brand that you're going to build. If you don't do a good job gathering that information, then the brand that you build is not going to be aligned to the goals that your client has. So make sure you take the time to ask the right questions, take loads of notes, and make sure that you're building and gathering that information that you can build your brand from. Now, there are many different ways to hold a brand discovery session, and some people like to include the brand discovery session and the sales process in a single sitting. Other people like to divide it up over a number of sessions and keep the discovery and the sales session completely separate. But there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's simply a case of understanding what it is that you need to gather. You need to go out and gather those facts so you can build a strategic brand accurately. And you also need to take the time to help your client understand that you are the person to do business with, that you know what you're talking about, that you have that level of expertise, and they should warm to what it is that you have to offer. So really understand what your overarching goal is here in terms of converting your prospect into a client and gathering that information to be able to develop a strategic brand. But I would love to hear your experiences when it comes to the brand discovery session. Have you held brand discovery sessions before? Have you broken it up into the initial discovery session and then following up with a sales session? Have you done this face-to-face? Have you done it over the phone, via video conference, with one person, with multiple people? How do you hold your discovery sessions, and what has your experience been? If you've got any challenges at all in relation to discovery sessions, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and as I said, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. It'll let you know when I've got new videos coming out. If you want more exclusive tips like this, well then head on over to BrandBuildr.ai and sign up for the list. It is free, and I do keep some exclusive tips for my list, so get yourself on there. But as I said, let me know in the comments below what your experience is with these discovery sessions. Until next time, brand like a master, and I will see you in the next video.